Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. Hope you are great. So, this administration and their problems again. Trump make America great again. See, on God, I am tired of this administration, and sometimes I really do not want to see some certain things about them. Because what do you mean by make America great again 2025? Like, what we are seeing now is, the America you said you were going to make great, or is there something else you want to do about this administration? Because what nonsense is this? I am still marveled at how some people were able to key into this make America great. And black people were asking you people, what is great about him? What was great before that you want to make it great again? Because they know what they have seen. They are the ones that have lived their life and they know what they have seen. They know what they have suffered. That was why they were able to ask what was great about America. Because sincerely speaking, if you look back from the history down to this time, you definitely will know that there is nothing great that they want to make great again. It was bad. Was it the time of Jim Crow, the time black people could not express themselves, the time black people could not speak, the time black people could not do some certain things, the time they were not allowed to go some places? Is that what you want to bring back? The time people that look like me is stealing and chained and all that, they are still being lynched. Is it not happening? Or are you hearing that from my mouth for the first time? No, all these are happening. What great do you want to make it? Because I am damn tired. Let's get into this video.
Look at this picture right here. They saying the quiet part out loud. You see what the caption say? America post Project 2025. This photo is posted by the official conservative organization on Twitter. You see right there, that little gold dot? That's how you know it's official. They are saying the quiet part out loud. They are literally talking about America being homogenous and white with a little white picket fence and a little white family, literally illustrating how they about to take away a whole bunch of rights. Because, hey, think about what's not represented right here. The LGBTQ rights, minority rights, women's rights. Hey, they trying to push us right back into this little archaic photo right here. We're gaslit in terms of gender, race, sexuality, about Project 2025 being a hoax. And here they is right now, ushering it on out. Make no mistake, the social policies from Project 2025 is going to dismantle the rights of a lot of different communities in our country. That's why community change and community change actions is more focused than ever in making sure America is defined by freedom for everybody. Community organizing and collective action will sustain us in the years and months moving ahead. We got to come together to block an access of power that this current administration is trying to muster up. This picture exemplifies how they are actively trying to fight against a multiracial democracy. Will you stand with us in the months and years ahead? It's about community change, man. Education is elevation. Our donation will go directly towards building power and organizing community.
Every time Black progress happens, America always pulls the rug. And this ain't new. We had Reconstruction. Then came Jim Crow. We had the Civil Rights Movement. Then came Nixon's war on Black communities. And we got Obama. And then came Trump. Do you see the pattern? This country never gave up on racism. It just evolved it, coded it, tucked it behind slogans like states' rights and law and order. And now that Trump is back in power the second time, they don't even bother with the code anymore because they don't have to. And then some of you are shocked. But this is how white supremacy always responds to Black excellence, with backlash. Every time we rise, they always retaliate. Keep in mind, history keeps receipts. You see the pattern? Because I know I do.
Make America great again. When that phrase first started being used in 2015, when Bone Spurs and all of his orange toddlerness came floating down the golden escalator, people made excuses as to what that could mean. Oh, he was talking about the economy. He was talking about the healthcare for the people, the unions. But they couldn't pinpoint a time when they thought that America was greater than it is today for everyone in America. But they kept using the phrase. They kept wearing the hats because they knew when they thought America was great. They just didn't want to say it. And Black people also knew when they thought America was great. Now we are starting to see in real time when they thought America was great. This is what I mean. Two Banks Development Dump Site, TBD Dump Site, in Clyde, North Carolina, my home state. A Black truck driver showed up to do his job, a job that white people insist upon him doing to prove that he's not lazy. He showed up with a truck full of mulch to deliver the mulch to the dump site. In all of his punctuality, he showed up 45 minutes before the site opened. It was his first time at the site, so he didn't understand how things went. He was told to wait. He couldn't enter the site before the site opened. He was okay with waiting, so he waited. Apparently, there was a specific place that he was supposed to park. He was going to turn around and park there to wait. But the person he talked to said that it was fine, the place was going to open up in 15 minutes, and he could just stay where he was. He said, cool, and he stayed. The dump site owner's son came out and told the black truck driver that even though he was first to the site, he was not first in line. He needed to go around and get to the back of the line. Now, the truck driver said they had a quick back and forth about him going to the back of the line, but he complied. He went to the back of the line and waited for about 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, the son comes back. He brings 5 men with him. You can see that they have firearms on their waist. Now, the 5 guys that came back with the son, they are from Wright Brothers Construction. Why they are so fearful to bring firearms with them is anyone's guess. Who is stealing something from a landfill? But I digress. So the son approaches the truck of the black driver and accuses him of stealing his phone. Now, mind you, the truck driver never got out of the car. The opportunity for the truck driver to steal the phone was not there. But like the times when these people thought America was great, you could just accuse a black person of a crime and then do anything you wanted to that black person because of your accusation. Now, they went back and forth for about 30 or 40 minutes, the driver accounts, until the driver allowed them to search his truck. Now, mind you, him and the truck were in plain view of cameras the entire time. He allows them to search the truck. They searched the truck. They didn't find anything. The owner then comes, the father. He comes, they review the footage, they find nothing. Finally, they let him go and make his delivery. He's offloading the mulch. And then the son and his goons, which is what they are, come back and approach him again, saying that he found the phone on the ground by the truck. Now, somehow or another, this is the black truck driver's problem, that this man cannot keep up with his own phone. They start attacking and harassing the truck driver again. You can hear on the video of him pleading for them to just leave him alone. They force him back in his truck. Now, he has a 2-month-old pit bull puppy with him that he's carrying in his arms as he's running back to his truck. As they are threatening him and telling him that something bad is going to happen to him if he doesn't get back into his truck, he is steady saying, yes, sir. This is when they thought America was great. This is what the MAGA voters wanted to return to. One black truck driver who was there to do his job, being accused of something that he did not do, and being harassed and chastised because of it. And him, instead of getting angry or fighting back, he's being respectful and compliant. That's when they thought America was great. During a time that you could hurt us and try to intimidate us, and we bow our heads and say, yes, sir, and no, sir. That is when those men thought that America was great. Now, as they are running this truck driver and his dog back to the truck, they tell them that the sheriff is on the way. When the sheriff gets there, he is in a hard hat from the Wright Brothers Construction, wearing a reflective vest over plain clothes. This sheriff did not show any badge to prove that he was a sheriff. And this sheriff sided with the attackers. The authority figure was on site to protect and serve, and he did not protect and serve the black truck driver and his dog who were being harassed and assaulted. Instead, he tried slamming the truck door repeatedly on the black truck driver, and even ended up slamming the truck door into the puppy and injuring the puppy. This is when those men, MAGA in general, thought that America was great. The day that a group of white men can harass a black man and terrorize a black man trying to do his job, expecting that black man to bow his head and say, yes, sir, right away, sir. And then you could call the sheriff, the law of the town, and that sheriff sees what you are doing to that black man and nods his head and says that that is good. Those are the times that they thought America was great. And those are the times that they are trying to bring back today. And unfortunately, the story isn't even over. The man is in his truck. The sheriff is on site. Instead of just letting the man leave because they have the phone that they lost, that he never stole, they couldn't prove that he stole even on the cameras. Instead of just letting this man leave and go about his day in peace, they get 2 bulldozers and trap him within the bulldozers. Then they tip over the trailer of his truck with the sheriff in tow, with the sheriff witnessing everything that they did and being a willing participant, just like during the Jim Crow days, just like during the times when mobs of white people would march into black towns and accuse a singular black man of some made-up crime before they torched the town and defiled the people. Those were the times when they thought America was great. There is no mistaking that, no excuse for that. It is nothing else. It is that. The same truck driver who exposed this had to take the video down because the likes, comments, and shares were re-triggering the experience. And for his mental health, he had to take it down. MAGA has always known what Make America Great Again meant to them. And black people have always known what they meant and what they mean by that phrase. Even though the 92% and the 78% will not be marching in this fight, that doesn't mean that we can't use our voice and our influence to support this truck driver and push for the cancellation and closure of not only TBD dump site, but also Wright Brothers Construction. They should not have a moment of peace, have a good night's sleep. They shouldn't be able to eat a meal without remembering what they did to that man. The mental terror of being surrounded by the likes of vicious animals. And white people want to call black people violent, indigenous people savages, and the Hispanic community dangerous. The call is coming from inside of the United States House.
Make America great again, make America great again. Okay, pinpoint where in history America was great. Tell me what exact time you would like to go back to. Okay, let's go back to 1776 when the Declaration of Independence said that all men were created equal, unless you were a slave, right? Everybody deserved freedom and liberty unless you were black in America, or unless you were a woman if we're being historically accurate. We weren't so great then, were we? Okay, let's fast forward to the Civil War, 1865, when half of our country decided to secede because they did not want to free slaves. And it wasn't like the North necessarily wanted to free slaves either. Abraham Lincoln did not free the slaves because he thought it was morally righteous. He did it because he knew it would hurt the South's economy. And it did, because who was doing the work that was making the Southern states money? Surprise, surprise, the slaves. Or should we go back to the Reconstruction era, when millions of slaves were freed and not given any of the promises that the American government promised them? No 40 acres, no mule, no way to create generational wealth. Were we great then? We were definitely great when the 14th Amendment passed, though, right? When African American men finally got the right to vote and birthright citizenship extended to the descendants of freed slaves. We were great then, right? Because in the South, they weren't still barring African Americans from voting through literacy tests and the grandfather clause, and so many ways that we probably don't even know about. Were we great then? Let us not forget, during this time, 1865 to be exact, is when the KKK became an official organization. We were great then, right? We were amazingly amazing then. Okay, so if we weren't great then we must have been great during the Jim Crow era, right? Our country was amazing after the Plessy v. Ferguson Supreme Court decision. Separate but equal. I know you guys would rather forget this, but your ancestors quite literally made it a crime for African Americans to drink from the same water fountain as white Americans, to go to the same schools, to ride on the same buses. This is less than a fucking 100 years ago. Okay, so if we weren't great in all of those past times, then we must have been great during the Civil Rights era, when the Brown v. Board of Education Supreme Court decision finally stated that segregation was unconstitutional. We were great then. We must have been great then, right? Because there was absolutely no pushback from any white Americans who thought that African Americans did not deserve these freedoms and didn't deserve to be in the same spaces as them. After the Civil Rights era, white Americans and black Americans came together and sung Kumbaya, and there was absolutely no racial injustice anymore, right? I say all of this to say that the slogan, Make America Great Again, is inherently racist, because absolutely none of the times that I just described, from the birth of our country till now, has our country been great for people of color, for African Americans, for my community at least. It's not even to talk about all the injustices that happened to Latinos and Asian people, Native Americans, but just for us. In all of these years, America has not been great. I'll end this with saying that the KKK still exists in every single state in the United States. Sundown towns still fucking exist. Black people are still being lynched in our country. When were we great? When have we been a country that's been full of love and harmony and rights for everyone? You guys are lying, or you guys are just fucking racist.
He said, when was America great? America was never great for black people. It was great for white people many times. You know when it was great? Y'all want to know when America was great? When black people was property. America was great when black people was considered to be cargo. When black people were considered to be property. That's when America was great. You know why it was great? Because y'all could do to us what y'all wanted to do to us. And y'all could get away with it. When he talks about making America great again, that's what the greatness was. The greatness was using black people for slave labor when America was great. That's when America was great. We found a way to make it work, but it was never great for us.
Hey, TikTok community, it's Erin Jones, Afro Educator, coming to you on a Saturday morning. I just finished an Orange Theory workout. My first one in a while. Since Mom went into the hospital, I have not been. Just because I've been trying to be up there as much as possible, and I also have a job that I have to do. I have my own business, so I can't just take time off. It doesn't work that way. So I have literally spent every moment either up north with my mother-in-law or doing speaking engagements and facilitating things. But I woke up this morning and said, you know what? We're going to go see Mom, but I have to see my coach. Just for my own mental and physical well-being, I got to be in a class, and it was the best decision to be in class. On my way to class this morning, I was thinking about something. Last night, before I went to bed, I looked at the exit polls from the presidential election, and there was data in there that was a little bit surprising, but most of it was stuff that I already knew or suspected. As an educator for the last 34 years, I've served Republican and Democrat children, independent, apolitical, immigrant, documented, undocumented, trans, queer, Christian, Muslim, Baha'i, atheist, Wiccan, all of it. I serve everybody. And I hope that my students and families would say that I served all of them well. I wasn't trying to make them into my own image. I have always wanted to help every child and every educator that I work with, every government agent, everyone that I work with. My goal is to help them become the best version of themselves. And so I'm not apolitical, but I'm not a big D Democrat either. I see the political environment as a means to an end. So I don't think either party, nor the third party, the Green Party, or any other third party, is the answer to our nation's problems. I think for me, education is number one. So I'm always looking for the party that best serves children and their families. And so that's how I have always voted for everything from city council all the way through, is who is talking about education, who cares about education, who's invested in education. Are they invested in ways that will particularly serve those in the margins? Because that's my classroom teaching experience, was always ELL students and students living in poverty, from white to black to everybody in between. I've always worked in the poorest of communities. That being said, one of the things in the poll that was unsurprising, but it was wild to see it physically, is that when Americans think about which America is the best, a future America or a past America, Republicans at almost 75%, I think, said America of the past was the best version of America, and most Democrats think the America of the future is the best America. I just want to provide a perspective as a biracial, black presenting woman of a certain age. I want to provide a perspective. And this is where I have always struggled with the tagline, Make America Great Again, because I have always asked the question, again, when exactly are you talking about? That was the great America that you're talking about. And for whom was it great? And I've heard a lot of really wonky answers, but I want you to hear through my lenses, through my eyes as a 53-year-old biracial, black presenting female. I want you to hear through my eyes what I hear when I hear people say, Make America Great Again, and understand what that means for me. I am the first generation of biracial children who is legal. I'm the first generation for whom it was legal for a black man and a white woman to be in a relationship together. I'm the first generation, me. I am the first generation of black people to be able to vote legally. For the duration of my life, I'm the first generation. I am the first generation of women to be able to get my own bank account without needing a husband to sign for it. I'm the first generation of women to be able to have my own business license without needing my husband's approval. Now, my husband knows that I have a bank account. We share a bank account. But I have my own business account. He asks questions. I give him answers. I'm not trying to hide anything from him, but I get to have that on my own because of laws that changed in the 70s. My husband and I are the first generation to be able to buy a home without being impacted by redlining. However, with the caveat that when my black husband and I tried to buy a home in South Bend, Indiana, we were told by the real estate agent to our faces in 1995, we do not sell to your kind in this neighborhood. That was 1995. I am the first generation of schools being completely integrated. And so if you're talking about Make America Great Again, are you talking about the 70s? Are you talking about the 80s? Are you talking about the 90s? Like, I need for people to clearly articulate what is that America. And I absolutely...
This is all I got from this video. America was never great. America was never great for my people. You know why I decided to let that first lady, the lady that talked about how the brother, how they said he took the phone and all that? Because I want new people to understand how great they wanted America to be, or how great it was before, now that they want to make it great again too. Because last I checked, I can't remember it being great for people that look like me. And one thing I know for sure is that anything that was not great for my people can never be great for me too. Because charity starts at home. If it is good at home, it definitely will be very good outside. If my house is not clean, if you come to my house and it's dirty and you see me outside, trust me, I am still a very dirty person. Probably I'm wearing a clean cloth, but I'm still a dirty person, because my home got to be good before I would, like, when you see me outside looking good, you can say, yes, everything complements one another. Give me points. Can you tell me when America was great for people that look like me? Was it ever great? Of course, it was never great. Jim Crow era. Is this something that they want? Do they want black people to forget about all these things in a hurry? Is that what they want? Do they want black people to forget all these things in a hurry? Make America great again. This is how Trump wants America to be, because everything you are saying is what he planned before coming into the office. That is his kind of Make America Great. People did not see this, or they saw it, but they ignored it. Why? Because they have not been at the receiving end. That is it. If you have been at the receiving end, you definitely will understand what I am saying. That it will hit you back to back, because you are the one receiving it. You are the one that they know what they, you know what, when they say Make America Great, you know what they meant. You are the only one that know what they meant. And they know what they meant by saying that, because they have what's the right word to use for that? They have plans. They have plans on how great they want it to be. Man, I feel peace. I feel peace because one thing I want to say is that whatever that affects black people automatically will affect other people. This is something a lot of people are not understanding. If anything that understands that affects black people in the United States of America will automatically affect other people that are there, whether you like it or not. You might say it's not affecting you one way or the other, it will get to you. That is one of the reasons why I remember explaining to people that you cannot be in the United States of America as maybe as a Nigerian or as a Ghanaian, and you are not on the side of black people. I said this because everybody will see you and not know where you are. People will see you and not know you are Nigerian or you are Cameroonian. Probably not until you speak. For those that have accent, there are some people that do not have accent. Maybe the only thing that will save you is that maybe when you show your passport, it will say you are Nigerian. But aside from that, people see you as a black person. Cops will see you. They will not see you different. So when black people are fighting, they are not just only fighting for themselves, they are also fighting for you. And some people are being moron. Sorry, I have to use that word, but I have to use it because some people needed to hear it. Literally everything is going down. You can also see that, for example, some of people that migrated to United States probably migrated through nursing, right? Or schooling and all that, became nursing and all. You heard how nursing is no longer a professional job. A whole nursing, no longer a professional job. Black people cannot do some certain things. You think your life will be easier, maybe because you are, no. The same line where they, some people, some Africans were not able to understand this micro and microaggression, not until they started learning. That's why I keep telling people it is good to learn from the people that have been there for decades. When you learn, you are able to catch up. If not, you won't catch up what is going on. You will live there forever. We won't know your left from your right. America was never great. So if you are supporting this administration, I think you are doing me. You are doing yourself on God. You are not doing me. Because if it touches nose, it touches eyes. Sometimes when I'm about to cry, my nose starts running. And also ear, because they are all connected. Anything that touches your nose will eventually touch your eyes. If it touches your eyes, it will touch your nose. We can do better as people. America was never great for black people. America was never designed for black people. The system wasn't designed for people that look like me. No this and no peace. And to black people, thank you all for holding on, for carrying everybody along. Because it is because you carried everybody along. When I say carried, I literally carried everybody on your shoulder to this very moment. When you are fighting, I remember when you are fighting, so Kamala Harris will become the president. You were fighting not just because you were fighting for yourself, but you fought for literally everybody. Why? Because you know what the system is all about. You know what could happen when when the person gets into when the person becomes a president. That was why you fought so hard. And some people did not see your fighting. When they failed, because they tried voting for him, it backfires. They started calling you again because you are the bulldozer. I also love the fact that you have learned how to create boundaries, because there is nothing as beautiful as boundaries. Yeah. You created that boundaries, and they are saying how far you have come. They must believe. They must believe that some people are OGs. There are some people know how this politics work. So I salute you people. I salute your strength. One thing I am praying for is that I hate the fact that you have to continue to be strong. That is one thing I hate. Because, see. I hate the fact that people will say, oh, keep being strong. For how long do you want me to continue to be strong? Because it sucks being the strong person. Or when you have to continue to be the strong person. It takes away your energy a lot. But then I would draw the curtain because I'm not ready to start crying. It's too early. It's too early for me. It's very early here. But hi for now.